you're all well. Today I wanted to talk to you about mine and Pete's story, our kind of family story, how we met and not decided to have family, it was kind of sprung on us, but yeah, how we got to where we are really. So I was living in Dubai, so was Pete, that's where we met. So obviously I'm from Southampton and Pete is from Portsmouth. I'd been out there for a few months before him, and I remember the first time we met, it was at Barasti Beach Bar. So if you're from Dubai, live there now, or you've even been there, you'll know what Barasti is. It's just this really cool, like, outdoor beach bar. Like, it's kind of like where all the expats go, and it's a bit funky. I was there for my friend Jenny's leaving do. Pete turned up with my friend Sarah, and I'd never seen him before, never heard of him, and him and Sarah were both wearing these kind of, they weren't matching, but they were really, really similar tops. And I thought, all right, well, you know, maybe they're on some kind of date, or he's her new gay best friend. I don't know. I didn't really think that. I didn't look at him like that. I didn't think of him like that at all. He was just Pete. Anyway, and I think I was seeing someone else, or me and the person I was seeing had just ended or something like that. So I wasn't really in like the frame of mind to want to think about anyone new anyway. The next day, he messaged me on Facebook and he was like, oh, just seen you're from Southampton. I'm from Portsmouth. I think I was friendly. I was like, oh, cool, unlucky. Didn't really, take it that much further. Anyway, we were in the same circle of friends, so, you know, we saw each other quite a lot since then, and he was always this kind of Jack the lad, Pete from Portsmouth, covered in tattoos, like, obviously, well, I think, really, really good looking. But, you know, when someone's just in your friendship group, you don't really think of them like that. So we just never really pursued it. We were on my friend Laura's birthday boat party, and I remember we were both in the sea, and we were talking, and I think he made a comment about my boobs because I'd had a boob job. I think I told him that he could feel them if he wanted to. You know, drunken boat party kind of stuff. And yeah, he asked me if I wanted to go on a date. I think I was seeing someone else by then. That's the thing in Dubai, you do kind of date a lot because it is this big party scene. And I kind of said, well, you know, I'm seeing someone, it's not going that well, so we'll see. And then we went on another boat party and he asked me again, like, you know, still go on that date? And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, let's do it. And I said, you've got to make it a really good date though, you know, expectations are really, really high. Our first date, I was really, really apprehensive because I thought, you know, we're friends and if it doesn't go well, then it's kind of going to make things a little bit awkward and ruin our friendship. But yeah, we went for it anyway. All he told me was that I needed a bikini. So I thought in Dubai, probably the beach or something. But he picked me up and we went to this organic cafe. I can't remember what it's called, but it was really, really nice. I had carrot cake for breakfast, a bit weird. And then we went jet skiing, which was so much fun. It was really, really good. And I think if you're going on a first date, that's the kind of thing you want to do, just something really fun and just, you know, I did my makeup and my hair, which was a complete waste of time. And then he dropped me home and he was like, get ready, I'm going to pick you up in half an hour, whatever it was. So I got all dressed up and he took me to Gaucho, which is just an amazing steak restaurant. And I wore a white dress like an idiot. I got steak sauce all down me. And yeah, I think that's when he fell in love with me. He dropped me home and he said, I'll pick you up in another half an hour. And I changed again. And we went to this charity boxing night where his friend was fighting. And it was really, really good because we had mutual friends there. I got a bit drunk. I think at one point he caught me with a bottle of red and a bottle of white trying to make rosé. He always reminds me of that. We had a really, really good first date. And after that I thought, yeah, Pete from Portsmouth's actually all right. So then our next date, he cooked for me at his house. And then the next day we went to one of his friends, who's this really awesome artist in Dubai, her birthday party. And I think it's always really nice to see someone around their friends, like not just your mutual friends, because I think a person's friends really says a lot about them. And yeah, he had awesome friends in Dubai. And then, yeah, the next day we did a skydive, which I won't get into, but it was absolutely awesome. Pete threw up before it. I felt really sick the way down and ended up, like, spitting on myself. It was so gross, but I just said to the guy, like, what do? I feel really sick. And he was like, just be sick. And I think I spat, like you do, because your mouth gets all salivary. And, yeah, so the guy filmed me at the end when I landed, and I was just like, I've spat on myself. It was really embarrassing. I think experiencing something so awesome like that with someone that you already kind of like, I was like, yeah, I like this guy. Started going out then. I think I told him to ask me to be his girlfriend. And we decided to book a holiday to the Maldives. It it was meant to be as a group of us, but it ended up just being me and Pete, which was really lucky because it's when something amazing happened, which you will find out in a moment. It was all happening like May, June time. So we'd booked this holiday for September. We decided that we wanted to live together, which looking back was pretty crazy because we had only just started dating. Anyway, end of July, we found out that I was pregnant with Jasper. See, my parents hadn't met Pete. You know, obviously my friends had in Dubai, but no one at home. I hadn't met his family. He had his son, Reese. So, yeah, it was all just really, really crazy. I knew that his ex was pregnant while we were in Dubai. That's obviously a whole other story. So I knew that obviously if I started going out with this guy, or things got serious, that I would become a stepmom. I think because we were living in Dubai and it just wasn't reality, you know, not that I didn't want to accept it. Obviously, I thought it was amazing that he had a son, and I thought if we moved back to England, then yeah, of course, he would be part of my life. But, it just doesn't sink in until it actually happens. Found out that we were pregnant, and we just thought, shit, what do we do? Obviously, pregnant, in Dubai, not married, not even living together. It was just all a bit up in the air. Obviously, no, we, not for a split second, didn't know what to do about the baby. We were 100%, it was never even a case of, what do we have the baby or not? We straight away, we knew, yeah, obviously we're going to have the baby, but what do we do in terms of our living arrangements? Are we going to move back to England? Are we going to stay in Dubai? Do we get married here? Do we get married there? Because obviously we had to get married if we were going to stay in Dubai. So initially we planned to get married in September. I think it was like a week after the holiday, because we thought we can't go to all these doctor's appointments and me be like physically shown pregnant and us not be married. It's just not worth the risk. So we were going to do a really quick wedding in Dubai and then maybe like later on go back to England to have a proper wedding with all of our friends and family. So that was the plan. We'd get married in September and then we would probably move home around January time. I was due in April, so I'd be about 6 months pregnant. And that would give us enough time to like save a bit of money and everything and come back. But then we ended up deciding, no, you know what, let's just move home earlier. We wanted to have my pregnancy at home around our family and friends, and, obviously knowing that Pete had a son back home, the thought of raising another child in another country, it just didn't seem right. So we knew we had to go home. We decided to go home in the October and, just wait and get married there. So that was that. We'd gone to this like couples counselling wedding thing, booked a wedding, and then we were just like, no, scrap it. We'll just wait and go home. It was really weird because we actually got to go to the church and meet the guy that would be marrying us, and we had to stand there and say like, I, Jessica, take you, Peter, to be my wife. And I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. I've been with this guy for about 2 months. But yeah, it all felt so right. So that was it. We were going to move home in October. We still went to the Maldives when I would have been about 2 and a bit months pregnant. And I just thought, he's obviously not going to propose to me now because we're going to wait and get married later. So, we weren't that bothered about getting married anymore because we knew we were going to be out of the country, so we didn't need to. But he did propose. He proposed in our little water bungalow, and it was the sunset, and he'd ordered champagne, but the champagne didn't come and the clouds were blocking the sunset, so he thought it was a bit of a fail, but it was perfect. It was so lovely, and he got down on one knee and he was all nervous, and yeah, it was just perfect. Anyway, we came back to Dubai after the Maldives, and then we just thought, do you know what, let's just go home now. And Pete just called me and said, I want to go home this weekend. I was like, okay. So I had to let my boss know. I was like, I'm actually leaving now. And yeah, we went home. I became a stepmom to Reese. We got our first house, met each other's families, and went from there. So our relationship has been such a whirlwind, and it's just been pretty crazy. But that's where we're at now. We're engaged. We're getting married this summer. We have Reese with us every weekend. It started off kind of once a week, and now it is every weekend that we have him. Really close to each other's families. Crazy. It feels like we've been together for absolute years when it hasn't even been 2 years yet. We almost have a 1-year-old together. It's our story. I'd love to know your story. So if you've done a video or a blog post on it, then link it below, because I just think it's really nice to know kind of how people met and all of that stuff. But I'm sure I've missed things out. If there's anything else you want to know, then please do put your question below, and I'll do like a Q&A or something, because I like doing those. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.